TNA Wrestling, just incredible action, incredible talent in the roster. And we could talk about a lot of talent, but especially the Knockouts division. I mean, that was a trendsetter for a lot of women's wrestling. You see how it's evolved today. And obviously, catch Impact Wrestling on Access TV Thursdays at 8 p.m. And they're traveling all over the place. Las Vegas, I mean, there's a big shows coming up there. They're in Canada. They're going there doing some great things. Rebellion's coming up. There's some big shows. Obviously, during the year, Bound for Glory is one of their biggest shows, Slammiversary. So much good stuff. And it's so great to see part of the Knockouts division, Ash by Elegance. And I love the name. So, Ash, this is like reinventing yourself after other things. What was it like coming up with Ash by Elegance name? And what are your thoughts of now the new opportunities for you?
I mean, it's really been super amazing to dive in and really find out, like, okay, what can I do? What can I do that's different that nobody else is doing? And Jim, you and I have known each other for years. So you've seen me outside of the ring. You've seen me on the streets in Miami. You know, I try and be as elegant as I can be when it comes to fashion, jewelry, shoes, purses. I love fashion. I love being elegant. With that being said, I feel as though we are in 2024 and branding is a big thing now on social media, commercials, wherever it may be. So Elegance is like my brand, right? I feel as though we can branch off and do a champagne line, a makeup line, a perfume line. And it's, you know, I'm Ash by Elegance, brought to you by Elegance. So it definitely is a different side of me. It's been a lot of fun. You know, it's been hard to like dig deep and like find this arrogant and very, I don't care, self-centered type character, but it's been so much fun. And I love feeding into the crowd, feeding into like the negativity and people booing me. It's been a transition because I was, you know, a good girl for so long. But it's been so much fun to tap into this new character.
Yeah, I want to get into that part of it because that part is always very cool, especially for someone that's been on the other side of it, doing it for a while. But I still want to get about the fashion all because I remember Sports Illustrated, red carpet here in South Florida. You're right. Everywhere you go, I've seen you at the bare knuckle fighting championships and all, always dressed to the kill. I mean, just unbelievable. And that's something because you have and are parlay or have already and or parlay in that into a line, something that you want to do more of?
Yes, definitely. I have come out with lipstick right now. It's called Ash by Elegance. I sell those at my, you know, signings that I have been doing. Hopefully I'll be setting up a Shopify. I would love to, you know, tap into a little champagne line that you could purchase at TNA events because they do sell like beer and wine and things like that. So I think it would be awesome to have an elegant line of champagne. And fashion, definitely, you know, my background, I went to college in Kent State University in fashion. So that's always kind of been my thing. So I'm just trying to bring everything, you know, a version of myself into reality.
And, you know, that's interesting because there's a lot of wine products out there. A lot of people getting into the wine industry, especially celebrities, different entertainers, athletes. But you're thinking about champagne. Is that just something because you like champagne or you want it to be different?
No, I want it to be different. Honestly, I will say I can only drink about maybe one glass or two because it's like really bubbly and sugary. But I feel as though it's the most elegant thing to drink, right? It's like, oh, you're at champagne, New Year's Eve. What do you drink? You don't drink beer. You're welcoming a new year in. You drink champagne or a wedding or a baby shower or something like that. You know, you're drinking the most elegant thing is champagne. So why not?
That is so cool. And, you know, it's interesting, too, because are you a fan of watching different types of fashion shows on TV?
Of course. I definitely love watching all the fashion shows. And, you know, it's something that I wasn't able to do in the past because of the company I had worked for would be like a fashion week or a swim, you know, Miami swim week and fashion week in New York and things like that. I've attended fashion shows before in the crowd, but being able to like actually walk would be a dream come true.
And I also want to also talk about the champagne. How does somebody get into the champagne business? Have you reached that level yet of even investigating it, or are you still in that process?
No. So I have, friends, mutual friends. As you know, my husband's, brother's Mr. Worldwide, and he has his own vodka brand. So we have people in that, network of beer, wine, and alcohol. So I have been talking, and I actually have a meeting in 2 weeks just to see how I can, if it's like creating my own type of champagne or doing like a collaboration with a champagne and being able to put a label onto it, like an Ash by Elegance type champagne brought to you, by type thing, and just go from there. So it's definitely in the beginning stages, but I'm super excited to see where it goes. Again, makeup I've done in the past. I've had makeup lines before too, so that's something very simple and easy for me. But I definitely want like a unisex brand. I do see a lot of males, popping a bottle of, they like alcohol, let's just put it that way. So.
And you mentioned too, I have to say this because I'm writing this down as we go. You mentioned Mr. Worldwide. So I'm thinking, Ashley, have you got clearance to be Mrs. Worldwide?
Hopefully soon. Definitely. I would love that. That would definitely be amazing. And I have the perfect concierge for it too. He makes, he does the best of the best any place we go. He sets up the car services. He makes sure that my champagne is there. We go to the fanciest restaurants. And I'm not lying. I'm not in character. My concierge really goes the extra mile and makes sure that I'm taken care of.
We got to keep the name quiet. No spoiler alerts here, because then somebody's going to try to take them away.
I know, right?
So, hey, there's so many things I could go which way I'm going to go with this, but I'm going to go this way. Do you ever think, hey, there's always a chance that maybe you'll have entrance music by Mr. Worldwide, or even a performance and Impact?
No, that was something we talked about. Actually, in the other company too, I was like, listen, well, I would love to, come out to, Mr. Worldwide entrance music and things like that. It's definitely I would always say, like, with him, I've known him for 4 years, 5 years now. He's always likes to see, the progress and see it happen and be like, okay, now's the time. Like, he always is like, let's pull the grenade out when it's like needed, like when it's a big time thing, like when it's definitely going to mean something. So maybe a title match, maybe when I win the title or something like that. Definitely when it's going to matter the most.
And also, Ashley, have you ever considered bare knuckle fighting?
Ooh, no, I have not considered bare knuckle fighting because this space is, expensive and quite beautiful. But there's a big but. I would love to do an amateur, like, boxing celebrity boxing match where headgear is, I train with Yuli all the time. I was, boxing this morning. He'll hold the, mitts and pads for me. And there's this new thing where I saw it's like tag team boxing. They did one show and it was like a husband and wife did it against another couple. And I'm like, I want to do that. And he's like, you're crazy. I'm like, no, I really want to like check it off my bucket list and do like a little exhibition celebrity type boxing match. I think that would be fun.
Oh, that would be so cool. That would be just awesome. And without getting Yuli mad, I never want to get Yuli mad. Yuli, if you're out there watching or listening, I never want to get you mad, but I do have to say this. How cool. I think it's a cool thing. You have Ash by Elegance and the monster.
I know.
Diaz, the names just with that and all. That is so cool.
It is. It's awesome too. And TNA is open. What I love about TNA is they're open to, creative mindsets and they're open to whatever. Whereas other places is very like, okay, we'll think about it. TNA is like, all right, we're going to do it and we're going to do it the best we possibly can and, knock it out of the park. And I've mentioned it a couple of times as we get the ball rolling with this character and things like that. What better person to be my own personal security guard than Yuli, right? It's like goes hand in hand. He has the look. I mean, he really means business. He could protect me and my concierge. It would just be the perfect fit.
That is just so, and it's so true and so awesome. That would be just great. You do talk about TN Wrestling, coming over to TNA Wrestling, and being able to just expand, and that's great and all. What things, I mean, that knockout division has always been impressive. Just what have you liked about so far? You mentioned one of the things about being a part of TNA Wrestling and also this knockouts division, Jordynne Grace, now the champion.
Yes, that was definitely a selling point for me too, is, you know, the creative freedom that we have. You know, I've loved working with Gail Kim and also Tommy Dreamer. When I had talked with Tommy, he's like, we've seen your potential for years and it's just never been capitalized on. And we want to make you a star. We really want you to stand out and really make something of you. And you know, when you're coming from someone else or somewhere else and they're just always telling you, okay, yeah, maybe the next time, or you'll have another opportunity, it makes you kind of feel like small in a sense. And then when I made the transition, even within that first week of vignettes and watching myself back on those vignettes, I'm like, oh my God, they made me a star. They made me feel like a star. I'm like, what is this? Like, it felt so amazing to watch it back and them invest time and creativity and things into me to make me feel like super special and a star, and being able to go out there and have matches and being like, hey, let me bring my champagne out, or hey, let's, you know, play around with my face saying that I can't show up because I had face fillers. It's really fun. And then on the flip side of things, I've worked with the best women in the world, I thought. And then I see this TNA Knockouts division and I'm like, wow, you know, like this, they really go to the extreme. And I love that. Like, they lay everything out there. They have something to prove. They have something to show. I've been blessed to be able to be ringside to watch a lot of Jordynne's matches, and she's the real deal. When I was coming into TNA, she had debuted on the Royal Rumble, and she was like dominating that match. I'm like, all right, I need to step in the ring with her because she's going to bring this different side of me out that's going to be incredible, and we're going to make magic together. So that was also a huge selling point, was the division.
I'm sure division, and also just putting you up there where you paid your dues now. You've done this and that and all, and to see you rise like that, this is your time, which is incredible. But I also got to mention this too, Ash, because I know you love what you do, and I also know you love being a part of community service events.
Yes.
I've seen many of those and all. What are your thoughts of getting involved in any type of community service events with TNA Wrestling?
That's definitely, so it's funny you mentioned that, because I had a conversation at WrestleCon with a coworker of mine, AJ, and you know, he did a Special Olympics event and, you know, was tied in with TNA Wrestling. And I saw that video and I'm like, I asked him, I go, hey, how did you do this? And he's like, oh my God, I do a lot of things with Special Olympics all the time. I go, trust me when I tell you, I will fly anywhere around the world if you do another event like this, because I want to be a part of it. And that's something that I hold so deep to my heart, is being able to do community work. Like, Jim, you've known me for years, and you used to see when, you know, the heart of COVID, you know, I was out on the streets passing out food and teaming up with local businesses to be able to, you know, help support smaller businesses and being able to hand food out to the homeless. That's something that I really want to start up. And I know different ownership had come into TNA Wrestling, and I want to sit down with them and tell them, like, look, we're missing the ball on something, and community work and service is huge. And I want to get a team of us together. And for example, let's go on a Friday before the pay-per-view on Saturday and team up with a school or a local organization and do community work. I think that would be something that would be very beneficial to the community, and also, you know, put a little spotlight on the wrestlers. We're not only TNA wrestlers or superstars, you know, we are giving back to the community.
Well, I know in the past, TNA Wrestling has been big on bowling. There are a lot of bowling events, actually. You got to get your bowling game going. I think Dr. Ross is a champion bowler, too. I always throw him in there somewhere.
Oh, really?
And I think it's a good one. Yeah. Oh, amazing. So I just said, get your bowling ready just in case they have another community event and they have something with bowling. Get ready out there. I know there's some good bowling lanes here in South Florida, Ash. So.
I better start practicing.
Hey, Ash, I'm going to let you go. I appreciate the time so much as
Thank
always.
you.
Listen to this, Ash. I gotta mention this now. All right, you're working for another company before. We all know that. Now you're in TNA Wrestling. You're from Ohio. You're one of the greats to come from Ohio. There's something in the water about Ohio and pro wrestlers. But what's the deal? Is Nick Nemeth following you? What's going on here with Nick? What's he doing?
Nick Nemeth is obsessed with me. Put it out there. He follows me all around. He comes to the same company TNA I work for. Well, I go to a signing. He's there. It's like, all right. I fly home. He's like, are you in Cleveland? He's home. We go to the Browns game. He's there. I'm like, do you have a tracking device on me?
And now, wait, where do you remember? Because now I should know this. Did he go to Kent State as well?
Yes. He's a little stalker. You got to watch that guy. He's the most wanted man.
That's true. And that's his moniker. And that is so true. So, Ohio Zone, that's great. Ash, anything you want to close with? We talked about TNA Wrestling. We talked about other projects and everything. Is there just anything you want to close with or say something to the fans? And thank you.
I'm super excited and very blessed and honored to have all the fans' appreciation and support. This coming weekend, I know there's an autograph fest that I am involved in. I'm super excited to meet everyone. It kind of like has been working in a full circle. I started TNA in Vegas at the Palms, and now I'm back with this, character. I'm very excited to see how people like this character, have been responding to it. So I'm really excited to meet everyone there. Again, I will be watching ringside Jordynne Grace versus Steph, who she took my opportunity. She was my replacement, by the way, Jim. So I should be having that title match, but it's all right. I know Jordynne will secure this one, and my eyes are on the prize. And hopefully the next time we speak, I will be the Knockout Women's Champion.
Yes, holding that belt proudly and all. Zach, all the best. You take care. It's always great talking to you, catching up. You tell Yuli Monster Diaz I said hello as well. I don't want to make him mad. Just tell him. Jim had good things to say about you. Don't ever want to make Monster mad. All right.
No, you're
Thank
fine.
you, Ash.
Great talking with you. Bye.